Today's tutorial will be about Group SMS. Now, Group SMS, it's simple. It's sending text to several groups that you have created. Now, say for instance, you own a company and you would like to send text to different groups. You have two groups. You have your employee group and you have your customer group. So instead of sending a text to the same amount of persons or the same groups, you would want to separate your groups and send individual texts. So the first place that we would need to go is to our address book. As you can see, I have already signed into my account and I have already clicked on the address book section. Now I am going to come over to the manage group section and I will create my first group. And the name of my first group would be employee or employees. And I click add. It says group added successfully. Now, if you come down to the manage contact section and beside group name, you'll see where the employees group have been added. Now we're going to create another group, and that would be your customer group. You're going to add that group added successfully. Again, if you come down here and click on the drop down menu, you will see that you have added two groups. Now after you've added your groups, you need to add your database to these groups. Now say for instance you have a small database. Say I have a database of 2 customers. So I'll click on my customer section and I'll import contacts. Now before we continue with this section, you can see here where you can add them individually. So I don't want to add them individually because I have 2 contacts. So I'll come back to the import contact section and I'll add my contact. Now for this feature, you need to ensure that the name of the contact is there along with the person's number. So say for instance, I don't know the name of that customer. So I'm just going to put customer. Separated by a comma, no spaces, absolutely no spaces. 1-876-784-8646. Now I have another customer. So what I'm going to do is hit the enter key and I'm going to come down into a new line. I'll type customer again as I don't know my customer's number. I mean, that sounds kind of funny, but it's just an example. You can put a real name. Say for instance, you know this customer and that customer's name is Johanna. But in other cases, you may not know your customer number. So, sorry, your customer's name. Stuff like that happens. So you just put customer. Followed by a comma, no spaces, 1-876, and the person's number. Now always remember that the area code is very important. If you do not attach the area code to the number, the text will not go out successfully. So now we will come down here and we click on the import button. If you scroll, you will see where 2 customers or 2 sets of numbers have been added to your customer group. Now you will click OK. Now we're going to add 2 numbers to our employee group. So we're going to come back up here to manage contact section and we're going to click on the drop down menu and select employees. Now say for instance I have 1 employee. So that employee's name may be John. So I'll put the employee's name followed by the comma and my employee's number, 1-876-555-4444. Oh, sorry, that's an error. Mind that. I will come down to the customer number section and I'll add 1-876-555-4444. And I'll add that 1 employee that I have. Now what I've just created are 2 groups with 2 sets of information. So now I need to send my bulk SMS out. So I'm going to go to the send SMS section over here. I will not select bulk SMS because I'm sending a text to 2 groups. I will then instead come to group SMS. Now say I change my mind. I just want to send a text to my employees or my one employee. So I will go to import contact and I will select or tick the employee checkbox. Now after I checked the employee checkbox, I'll come over here and I'll see the contacts that are in the employee group. So I'll come up here and click the checkbox beside name to select everyone. Well, in this case, only one employee, and I'll import. Now I need to come down to sender, where I will include my sender ID, and say for instance the sender would be ads by EPS. I'll put that in. I'll come down here to my message type and I'll select text. And my message will say hello. And then I click send. And ensure to check out the related video which shows you how to attach an area code to a telephone number or the name contact and comma to a telephone number. Thanks for watching. Remember to comment, rate and subscribe.